Today's episode is sponsored by Mil Usos Skincare and Limitless. I'm Jenn.
And I'm Mal.
Welcome to Chokeholds Chill. All right, everybody, welcome back to Chokeholds Chill. Today we're sitting down with Staccia Greenwell. And if there's one thing about her journey, it's that it's layered. Different gyms, different coaches, different seasons. And through all of it, she's remained steady.
From starting in a Sunday women's judo class back in 2014 to earning her black belt in 2024, this one's about evolution and growth. So, welcome, our friend, to Chokeholds Chill.
Thank you, ladies. I'm happy to be here. Excited to have this chat with you guys.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on. So let's go back to the beginning of your judo career, I guess, at this point in time. So January 2014. Do you want to talk a little bit about what led you to martial arts in the first place, like coming up to that point in 2014?
Totally. Yeah, it was kind of a funny story. I mean, I guess it is for everyone. We all fall into it in one way. But my husband had dabbled in jiu-jitsu for a while previously, and I had never experienced that. And one of his coworkers, one of our good friends, Warren, was training at a gym in Portland Judo. And this gym had both a judo program and a jiu-jitsu program. And he was kind of encouraging Nick to come join there. So my husband had joined and was going, and I had zero interest. There was no chance I was going to go to the gym and do whatever it is he was doing. I wasn't even sure what he was doing there. And he was like, I'm staying for 2 classes. And I was like, 2 classes of what? What is this? So he was doing that, and I was just being a bum on the couch. And there was a event at the gym. So our first jiu-jitsu coach, Andy Hung, he owns Dojo Outfitters, and he was running an event. I think it was a Passion for Passion event, or it was one of his annual celebrations for the anniversary of his business, Dojo Outfitters. And so I had gone to that to just meet some people at the gym with Nick, and they had let me know they were starting a women's only Sunday judo class, and we were all going to be beginners, and we're all going to suck together, and it was going to be fine. And we were in good hands of Tanith and Bianca, who are sensei's black belts in judo, and that sounded a little less scary to me. You know, I was like, okay, we're all new.
Yeah,
1 day a week sounds fine. I didn't have any martial arts experience. So I just started there and was doing that once a week, and Nick would still go to the jiu-jitsu programs, and I would sometimes watch, but had no interest. And I guess what's a little bit funny about it for me is when I think about Portland Judo and Portland Jiu-Jitsu, that gym, they felt like they really loved me into the sport. Like they just pulled and pulled until I would finally stay. And so all of the judo classes, they would always say, stay for jiu-jitsu, and I wouldn't. And about 4 months into doing the judo, I finally did do the jiu-jitsu program. But even then it was kind of a slow start for me, because the program was, the first hour of class was your beginner class. It was drills or warm-ups and then technique. And second class was sparring. So if I would go to jiu-jitsu, I would just stay for the drills and technique, but I would never stay for sparring class. And that took about 2 or 3 months too, because I just was afraid of it. I just didn't see myself having a place in the room. I was just 20 years old. I was like 110 pounds. I was like, I don't belong here. I don't know why I would stay, and I'm going to wrestle you guys. But eventually I did, and here we are. So
were there other women in the jiu-jitsu class too? Or
there were, but it was far and few between. So if I think back to my beginning days in jiu-jitsu, Tanith, who was my judo sensei, black belt in judo, she had a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. She was the highest ranked jiu-jitsu female. And then my friend Joan was also there. She kind of started a similar time to me, both judo and jiu-jitsu, and she was a white belt also. And for a long time, it was the two of us and a few other women kind of here and there. But I felt as though in that time of jiu-jitsu, in the Portland area, there wasn't a lot of high-ranking women that I knew of or had seen a lot. So even if I had cross-trained at other gyms like Tenzo in Portland or Impact, there was, a few brown or black belts, but really it would be rare to see somebody like that, you know what I mean? Compared to what we experience now, I guess.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you take us back to that first class, that first judo class with all women, how did you feel like walking into that room? Were you scared? Were you nervous? What exactly were you looking for?
For the my first class at the Portland Judo class, or for the women's judo, is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh God. I mean, I was terrified. I didn't know what to expect. I mean, when I'd seen videos of judo, people are around, and I was terrified to take a fall. And I think what was hard for me too was I just didn't feel as though I had like an athletic background and even like a general body awareness, how to take a fall, how to protect myself, what I need to know. And the program was slow starting. I mean, we spent the first few classes definitely learning how to fall and protect ourselves. But then just also getting comfortable in the gi, like what a weird thing to be wearing, you kind of feel uncomfortable in that. And, but I just can't say enough good things about the people who brought me into the sport. I mean, they just were so encouraging and loving and were patient. I feel like I needed so much patience. I couldn't understand something. I needed to see it a lot. I was afraid to take the falls. I was afraid to throw anybody. And, through time and experience and love, that eventually evolved. But it was intimidating for sure. But I think less intimidating than other experiences because it was all women and so many of them were new beginners at once.
Right.
I really felt like a kinship to them. You know what I mean?
Do you think that beginning shaped the way that you train today?
I think it gives me a lot of respect for women that come into the sport, judo or jiu-jitsu, without a partner, because I had to be like dragged in with my partner and like so many people like bringing me into the sport. And recently this happened. I was training with my old gym, Ralph Gracie Berkeley, on a Sunday open mat. And there was this girl who reminded me of myself. She's in her early 20s. She's going to college in Berkeley. She doesn't weigh more than like 100 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was like, why are you here? Like, where did you come from? But I want to do martial arts. I want to wrestle people. And I just was like, good for you. I wish I had that. I wish on my own accord, I knew what I wanted and I wanted to come in here and do this, but I had to be like drug into this gym to do it. So I have so much respect for women that find their own way into the sport because there's a place for them here, but we don't often know it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, and depending on, I'm not sure how old you are, but when I was in high school, women were not allowed on the wrestling team. And that was at my school. And then the rest of the state, we were in Oregon. So anybody that had women on their team, they would just be forfeited all of the matches.
Wow.
So guys wouldn't wrestle them. So to see women like knowing that they want to do that and being able to like be like, nope, this is what I want to do. I'm doing it. It's been really cool for me to see. Yeah. And you were that for me when I went to Adamson's to drop in that time. Like, that's why I was like, oh, I need to talk to her, because my experience with you was very much so like, oh my God, welcome, like, come in, let's train. Like, it was just a lot of like, it just made the whole experience for me, right? I don't know how many years ago that's been, but I think you were a purple belt at that time.
Mm-hmm. I love to hear that. And I'm glad, because I feel like, I'm a natural lover, so it's easy for me to give love, and I'm social. I want to see people, but I do think like I have a responsibility to bring and love people into the sport the way it was for me, because it brought me so much in my life. And I just think, women were often, far and few between in classes. And so we had to kind of band together, and you and I, Jen, we're similar size, we're going to be great training partners. I couldn't wait to train with you. You know what I mean? And it is really intimidating going to a new gym. My husband and I do a lot of cross training, and it's really hard to walk in and feel welcome and know, like, are these people going to try to like beat me up and tough me out of here? Or are they going to welcome me? Like, do they want to train with me? Or are they going to send their comp students against me to see how I, rack up against them? So you never know what you're going to get. So I think it's important that we embrace visitors and just new people in general to support them through this journey.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I so appreciate that, because I feel like I've talked to other women that can sometimes get a little bit jaded after a while in the sport, or they just feel like, because it obviously is like discouraging when you get women in that like you like them, then they stop coming, and it's just like it takes a while to really build like your consistent like female training partners.
Yeah.
And so I know that like on the coast, like we don't have a big women jiu-jitsu community, and it's like it's hard if you don't have like that like welcoming face, those like female faces that like with Jen, like Jen's like obviously a huge reason why I still train. So I love that. I love that she had that experience with you.
That's very sweet. But I don't blame women for I guess that maybe that sense of jadedness that you were mentioning too, because what ends up happening to women is when a new woman walks into the gym, even though in most situations, in most gyms, it's a male coach and a male instructor, they just kind of pass them on to the women at the gym. Like, hey, like, here's a little like baby chickling for you to take under your wing, you know? And I do feel like we all needed that, like, to some extent. And we all like, so I think none of us want to turn somebody away. Right. But I think what happens against that is a lot of us are in those situations. We're not yet the instructor or the coach. And we're there to be a student that day. And now we're having to kind of put our training aside.
Yes, 100%.
Turn somebody into it. Yeah. And that, I've witnessed that for people be exhausting. You know what I mean? I give so much credit to Tanith, the woman who was my friend, who was my judo sensei and then the blue belt in jiu-jitsu. Because she was also training with her partner. I'm sure there was so many days she'd rather, after she was a lawyer, a long day of work, go want to train with her partner and just make jokes and have quality time with him. But instead she was stuck with me, this jabroni who doesn't know anything, right? And I'm like, please help me. And like clinging to her so tight, you know, and I'm grateful for that, you know, and I needed it. So I try to just return the favor when you can, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And it is fucking hard sometimes because sometimes you do just want to go in and like fucking murder people.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, like let's tone it down and make them want to come back. Like, go pick on a boy. Like we need these girls to come back.
I will always beat somebody up twice and then be like, okay, I'm totally backing off.
Yeah. I've done my damage now.
Yeah, exactly. They know where they stand.
So how long were you doing judo then before you finally caved and tried jiu-jitsu?
It was about 4 months. And then it basically was primarily jiu-jitsu. So the whole time we were in Portland, which was about 2 years, I trained judo and jiu-jitsu together. But after about that first 6 months in general, like stepping on the mat for the first time, it became primarily jiu-jitsu focused.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What was it about jiu-jitsu that like made you want to stay there more?
That's a good question. I mean, part of it could have, there was plenty of judo programs during the week also. So it wasn't like there was just more jiu-jitsu.
Right.
But I think I just, that's a really good question. I've never thought about that because I do love judo. But I also find it like, it's very hard. Like, I'm not that jiu-jitsu is not, but I think, okay, maybe that's it. Jiu-jitsu, there's like more room for error. Like, you know, you can get swept, but the match isn't over or something. You know, in judo, you get pwned, it's over. Technically, you start over you just start all the way from the ground up again, from standing, and try to get your takedown it's exhausting. Like, I don't think anything's harder than like 3 minutes of randori. It's very hard.
Yeah, that doesn't.
And so jiu-jitsu, I can kind of like lay on my back or lay in my guard and kind of maintain for a little while, right? So I think I could breathe a little bit more actually.
Mm-hmm. You get a break.
Yeah. As bad as that sounds, like it's true.
No, but it's true though. Sometimes there comes a point in time where we see that with wrestling too, right? Like everybody comes in as like, you know, they've been wrestling, but they don't know what to do after their shoulders hit the mat. They're like, hold on, we're stuck. Like this should be the end of it, but no, actually.
We're still going. There's like 6 more minutes in this round.
There's a whole other game going on here.
So you started in 2014 and then 2015, you got your blue belt?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's hear about that. Because then you also, like, did you move around this time too? Or was that? Okay.
A little bit later, but so I got my blue belt after basically a year of training, which, you know, thinking back now, like, I think this is the gym again that I feel very much that they loved me into the sport. Like, I probably got that a little bit early, but I think I needed it to stay in the sport too. You know how sometimes they get a belt or a stripe motivationally? And I think my coach had said something like that, like, you know, that they have a lot of potential, and I need to step into that and not shy away from the challenge, kind of. So I remember like being a blue belt and suffering for a long time as a blue belt. That's not a good one, right?
Yeah.
But I was one, and I was there, and I was doing my time and doing some competitions and things. But so shortly after I got my blue belt, we relocated to California, and then we joined Ralph Gracie Berkeley, and we trained there for 5 years.
Okay. Is that where you started competing? Was when you got down to California, or were you competing in Oregon also?
I competed in Oregon a few small tournaments. I think 2 or 3. Sub League was the primary comp in the area. So I was doing that. And I think I did like 2 of those as a white belt and maybe 1 as a blue. And then we moved to California. And that's when I really was encouraged to compete. So the Berkeley team, what I think they gave me was like that competitor side, because they would have these teams like so many people. And I think Berkeley was lucky because they're located in such a good area, right? We can go to Sacramento tournaments, we can go to San Francisco, San Diego's not a far flight, Portland's not a far flight. So like it was centrally located to make it easy to compete often. So many of my team members and I, like there'd be like 12 of us, like, okay, who's going to Pan Am's, who's going to Worlds, who's going to San Jose Open? And that made it fun. Like it was a team trip and we were all going, and we had, you know, a group chat about this all, and we're just going to restaurants afterwards. We've all experienced it when you go to compete with your teammates. And they just kind of taught me like, we could do this. And I remember them going to Worlds and Pans. I was like, we can go like this. That sounds like a big deal. And they're like, yeah, we're going. Like, fuck it. You know what I mean? So we all applied to Pans or Worlds. Like, even if you're not so good, like we were going to put our name in the hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which actually, that's a little bit of a funny story I'll share. I remember joining Rough Greasy Berkeley, and Dorothy Dow, one of my good friends, her and I were in the same weight class. We were going to be blue belt, light feather. And it was like I think it was a BJJ tour, like Santa Cruz tournament. And she had looked at the bracket and she was like, oh, I already know who's going to win. And I remember being like, what? How do you know? You can't know that. And in the bracket with us was Sophia Dalpry's, Tannen, I don't know how to say that guy's name. Tannen Dalpry's wife.
Yeah.
Tannen. Oh my God, I'm the worst, you guys. Don't tell me that. Okay.
Oh, I'm so bad too.
Okay. So Sophia obviously had won so many major tournaments, and obviously is a strong competitor. But I didn't at that point in my life, in my jiu-jitsu life, I didn't realize there was like professional versus hobby. Like I thought it was literally a bunch of randos joining this tournament, and we were just gonna scrap. You know what I mean? Like that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
And then when Dorothy was like, "No, this girl's gonna win," I was like, "You don't know that." And then guess who won? Like, Sophia, obviously, because she's professional. So that was kind of a funny experience to learn that, like, oh, there's different levels to this competing. Like, it's really not just an equal playing field in that way.
It's so true. And I feel like jiu-jitsu is definitely one of those sports where like you could literally have like the top ranked professional in the sport in your bracket and you've never done a competition before. Like, especially like the blue belt adult bracket. That's like the kids that are coming out of that right now are just fucking wild.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to be in that. That's
terrifying. No.
That's terrifying.
I know.
I think that's the scariest bracket right now is blue belt adult. No.
Yeah. Well, and we've all done it, right? Like, I'm sure you've had to compete sometimes against like even like a green belt juvenile, and they're scary.
Oh,
like,
they are.
Yeah.
They're like a different animal. It's not the same.
Kudos to them. I wish I had that. Yeah.
No kidding, right?
So you mentioned a little bit earlier about not having much of an athletic background, right?
Yeah.
So were you like not really competitive growing up at all?
Yeah, I just didn't do a lot of sports. I mean, like my mom put me in a couple things. Like I do a season of soccer when I was like 10, you know what I mean? And try to see if I stuck to anything, but I just didn't. And then in high school, I kind of tried, like I did track for like a minute and then like didn't stick with it. I did like so I just didn't do a lot of sports, but I remember being like I wanted to be strong and like in PE I'd be competitive. Right? Like,
right.
PE, like I don't know if you remember the flex arm hang. So in the like female version of pull-ups that we had to do in school for testing.
Yes.
Okay. So I remember doing that and being like, I'd always get like first or second. Like I'm going to be up here forever.
Longest hang.
You don't get like a trophy for that, but in PE class I was tough. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I always had like the reach. I could reach far.
That's so funny.
I was flexible.
That's what makes me think of like literally the girl that always did the best on that hang was like 5 foot flat and like 85 pounds.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like literally this girl in my class could stay up there for like 10 minutes and we were just like, what is happening? Like so I can just imagine
she's
it.
the winner of the bracket and everybody's like, yeah, she's professional.
But that was every year. I mean, I hadn't done any sports, so and I think what's kind of interesting too, I'll share. I saw this post. I wish I would have saved it and sent it to you guys before this because I wanted to share this too. Was somebody on Instagram had recently shared this story about how jiu-jitsu taught them and gave them the right to be ugly. And I really loved and resonated. Did you guys see that post?
I think I did, or somebody shared it.
It was so good. This woman was just talking about how like jiu-jitsu, like you don't need as women, well, we're kind of conditioned to show up and perform on an appearance base. Our hair is done, our makeup is done, we're looking a certain way, right? And that's what we're kind of gauged on in a lot of ways. And when I was a teenager, that was kind of the model that was set for me in my household. You know, my mom would spend hours getting ready before work, and she looked gorgeous, you know, but it was probably out of some form of what's the word?
Expectations, like
societal norms,
the societal expectations. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So then I mimicked that, right? And so in high school, I would spend hours straightening my hair and doing all these things. And so when I would go to jiu-jitsu and judo when I first started, I would go like presentation ready, right?
Right.
No one confronted me about that, but I needed to learn to burn that off myself. And after enough time in jiu-jitsu, I learned nobody cares. They don't care what I look like. There's space here for me to be an athlete, be a student, and it doesn't matter what I look like. And that was really freeing. And I'm so grateful to have found that, because now I find myself as an adult, the much more relaxed style, and I don't feel dependent on makeup or the way I look, because I've established this new confidence, which I didn't have before jiu-jitsu.
I've heard, I totally agree and feel that same way.
Can I just say that, like, this is the most I've actually like thought about that, because I know what post that you're talking about, and now I'm like, wow, like that jiu-jitsu has given me that too, and I don't even like really realize it fully until just now.
It's like permission to be like fully present and fully yourself without like that pressure of like, is my gi on straight? Is this like half the time I don't even. Somebody rubbed my contact lens out of my eye the other day, and I didn't even think twice about it.
It really is like, you really do just have permission to go and be a fucking ugly troll.
Yeah.
And like, but
and work hard and be welcome on the mat.
And still feel so empowered and capable.
Yeah. And there's room for both, because like, I mean, there's definitely days I show up after work and I'm full face makeup and everything. And I'm going to show up and roll, and they're going to take me like that, or I'm going to roll out of bed and my teammates are going to take me like that too. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You get what you get.
And that's the other thing, is the freedom to be whatever you want to be when you walk in the door. And nobody's going to question, like, you're not getting told smile. Like none of that bullshit.
Right.
You know what's really fucking weird though, when you run into people that you only see at the gym outside, when you're like, know them. When you're like semi put together, and you're like, hey, and they're like, who the fuck are you?
You're like, I'm this professional babe. You didn't even know it.
That's real weird. It's so funny.
So let's talk about your purple belt era. We'll get more into competing as you go, because I know that like this is the start of your competition era.
Yeah, I competed the most. I did a lot of tournaments at purple belt, but I guess I competed most at blue and purple. Okay. So I got my purple belt when after some time at Berkeley.
Okay.
So I did most of my competing kind of between blue and purple there. And I mean, I wish I had some really cool accolades to share with you guys, that I like placed at Pans and Worlds. Guys, I am an awful competitor. I show up and I sign up all the time and I lose all the time. And that's just normal for me. And I'm okay. I'm at peace with it, you guys. Yeah. But I don't have a lot of great wins to share. I mean, I guess the wins along the way for me was like, for a long time, I was just fighting myself out there. And then I had to learn to not fight myself, just fight the person in front of me. And then it was learning not to be afraid of them. And then it was learning that, okay, you're not afraid of them now, but now you need a strategy, like, and you know, and you figure out the weight cut or how to just be at what you need to be. Like, there was other battles I had to learn that were sometimes bigger than the tournament itself. You know what I mean?
I know it's totally like so like cliche and cheesy, and you hear it all the time, but it's like, it's a win that you showed up and did it. But I feel like in this sport, it really is.
Especially
like,
when you're fighting professionals.
Right. And like, it's just like, it's fucking scary. Like to do it once and then to choose to keep on doing it. And then even like you're saying, like, sometimes you just fucking go and get smashed, and like you choose to continue to do that says a lot about like your character and resilience and like character building. Like I just like that jiu-jitsu is just one of those sports where it's like, this is a huge fucking win just being here.
Yeah. And I feel like I've never regretted a tournament. Like all the losses I've had and things, I've never regretted one. And what's honestly amazing is the few times I do get to win, it's worth so much more then, because I knew how many losses I needed to get that. But Yeah, so I mean, I did mostly IBJJF tournaments, honestly, and then a couple local like BJJ Tour or World League. I did do 2 super fights. I did as a blue belt. I competed at Panda Cup outside of Sacramento, a local nogi small tournament against my friend Jamie, and that was fun. I had that one in my favor. I got a triangle off that one. That was very fun.
Nice.
And then but that, you know what's funny about that one too is just similar. Like what I'm learning in this podcast with you guys is like my ignorance in jiu-jitsu was just amazing for a long time. Like, I didn't know what I was doing, but I had signed up for that Panda Cup tournament. Went with my friend Jamie. She found me online, said, "Hey, like you're local. Can you come compete with me?" And I said, "Yeah." And I went up and we competed. And I come back down, and my coach, I hadn't told anyone I was doing this competition, and my coach was like, "Hey, like, why did you sign up for that tournament without telling me?" And I was like, "Oh, no, I didn't think you'd care." And he's like, "Yeah, but it was like all subs." And I'm like, blue belt, never done a leg lock in my life, never seen, like, don't even know. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And actually, when I was warming up for the tournament, I'm with my friend Will, and my husband Nick was there, and we're getting ready. And Nick takes a walk and he comes back and he's like, "I'm kind of worried." And I'm like, "Well, why?" And he's like, "I saw her drilling heel hooks." And I go, "What's a heel hook?"
Oh,
and
no.
like, at that moment, like needed a crash course on like what could happen to me right now because I have no idea.
Oh,
That's
no.
so funny.
It's like, don't let them buy your legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily,
Always
it didn't
stand
end up
up.
there, but Jamie is a very well versed leg locker, and lucky I didn't end up in her A game. That would have been bad for me. So.
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Yeah. So you learn along the way. You don't have to know it all, you guys. You show up and you figure it out, you know. But so I did
That's a
that, and
huge
then
point.
I think I did another. So I did what's it called? Fight to Win as a purple belt.
Nice. Okay.
That was very fun. That was out of Sacramento. I got to compete against my friend Lynn. We're friends now. I didn't know her at the time, but that was a really good experience. I think that one was really freeing in a way because that was one of my first tournaments where I wasn't afraid. Like I went out there, like, I mean, we all have those nerves, but I had done enough tournaments where I had like shaken it off and kind of felt like a base sense of confidence that I was okay to be there.
Nice.
And that was a huge win. And that I did end up winning that one by decision, which was awesome too. So that was, and my family all was there. So it was a good time.
Oh, how fun.
That is so fun. When did you say that was?
Ooh, that was as a purple belt.
Okay.
But I don't know when it was. I'd have to look it up.
And okay, so we have in our notes here, purple belt you got in December of 2018.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we talk about kind of the purple belt stage a lot. That's where I'm in the throes of right now. It's like the place where people go to die, or they're like it's
the jiu-jitsu purgatory, the in between.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that though is I feel like as people promote beyond that, I think that's the belt people miss the most.
Really?
Because
I've heard that.
There's just this freedom in purple. Like honestly, there's so many days I would go back to purple belt because you are exceptionally good at certain things and people are surprised when they see it, like, "Oh shit, Mallory just pulled that crazy thing off." You know what I mean? Like, wow, she's always got that. And then, or you could be trash and then there's grace for you because you're just a purple belt and you don't know better.
Right. It's true.
This is true.
So you can you're just a crapshoot. Nobody knows what they're going to get out of you. You're kind of spicy and crazy and you have this confidence and you have a couple A games, but you also are totally rogue and there's a lot of things you don't know. And so it's just special. You know what I mean?
It is this weird, like, in-between phase where it's like I can get murdered by half of these people and I can, like, sort of murder half of these people.
Yeah. It's the 50%er.
Yeah. But, like...
I miss that because I feel like something that's been really challenging for me, and I was joking with my husband about this. We were talking about, because I think on what's today? The 19th. On the 15th was my 2-year black belt anniversary.
Anniversary.
Yeah. So I just made it 2 years. I've survived it this long. And he was asking me like what I think about it. And I joked with him, but it's not even a joke. I was like, it's not been a good time. Like this has been hard.
Yeah.
A lot of hard days. And I miss the grace as a purple belt. And maybe there is grace. And maybe this is me projecting, but as a purple belt, I don't feel like your expectations from your peers aren't so high. You know what I mean? But as a black belt, you feel as though, and nobody cares about you. I know that, but I feel like they're looking over my shoulder and watching me and judging me all the time. And I got to be perfect and I got to be professional, and I'm not.
Yeah.
And so I've had the worst days. Like I think my last 2 years as a black belt, I've spent more days crying, going home from the gym than any other belt because the pressure I put on myself and the pressure that I'm perceiving from other people that may not be there, but I feel it at least.
Yeah. Do you feel like imposter syndrome still, even 2 years into your black belt?
I do, but I think I'm coming to a new terms with that because I think what I thought about when you see all these black belts and you put them on this pedestal and all the people you looked up to when you're training in the earlier ranks, you just think like they just seem like wizards. You know what I mean? Like really, they just have these crazy tricks, and I don't often think of myself like that. And what I'm learning about myself is I'm just still. I want to be at peace with the fact that I'm not a coach yet. Like I don't want to be an instructor. I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I'm not confident in that part of my game yet. And I'm still a student. And even though I carry the rank of a black belt, like when I go to the gym every day, like I'm listening to whoever's teaching, I'm learning, and I want to be drilling, and I have opportunities in my game that I want to resolve. And I think that where the imposter syndrome comes in is if somebody asks me for advice, I worry because I feel like a lot of people talk about jiu-jitsu like it's black and white. Like, what's the right way to do the arm bar?
Right.
But the reality is, if we asked the three of us, Jen would say it different than me and different than you, Mallory. Like, we would all answer different because it's gray. Like, it's not black or white. It's gray. And so I get nervous telling someone something because, like, for work, for me, like, when I think about not jiu-jitsu, just my profession, I am a professional. I want to give the right answer, and I'm going to give the 100% the correct answer. And at jiu-jitsu, I don't know that there's 100% a correct answer. And so I kind of panic and then start second guessing myself. Do I know what I'm talking about? Is this the right way? What if it doesn't work for them and they think I'm an idiot and whatever else, and I think something that I need to work on too is maybe they're not looking for the 100% textbook John Danaher answer because I can't give them that, but maybe they are just asking for my experience and what works for me in my body and hear my perspective, and I need to be open and to share that. But I usually panic and like, just ask somebody else, you know what I mean? Because I want to give them the right answer and I don't know that I have it all the time.
Yeah.
I think that's super fair, but I also think that, they're coming to you specifically for a reason, right? And that might be like hard to get used to. But if I'm coming to you, it's because obviously we're like the same size person. I've watched you compete at high levels. I've seen how you do things, and I want to know, like, how did you get there? What happened here? Like, how did you? How are you throwing people? Right? Like, I'm not throwing anybody ever. Like, I might take you down, but that's I'm crashing into you, kind of thing. So, I think that maybe remind yourself too that like, if it's hard to see your value within you, that the people that are asking you questions, like they see something you don't.
Yeah. I appreciate that. And that's where I need to work on, because when I think about, back, I always reference Berkeley just because it was the biggest gym we trained at. But when I would train at Berkeley, there'd be anywhere from 4 to like 9 black belts at the gym at the time.
Right.
At a time. And they were all different. Like Crazy Pete's this small, older black belt guy who's got these mean calf slicer and wrist lock tricks. You know what I mean? And then Melissa's a judo and jiu-jitsu double black belt, 120 pounds, like crushing machine. And then Ahmed's been killing every tournament in Brazil. How do you say that? Brasileiros in Brazil? Yeah. Crushing all the worlds. I mean, like, so everyone there offered different things, and I never thought of any of them differently. They all held the same length to me, but they had different toolkits they could share. And I guess I have a hard time. I'm protecting my toolkit. Like, I'm defensive of it. Like, is it good enough? And it is. I just need to put it on the table for everyone.
Yeah, for sure. And people can take what they want from your toolkit, right? Like, you can offer it up, and if it doesn't work, that's cool too.
I like that way. That's a good way to think about it.
Yes.
So purple belt, as far as like when you started feeling like you kind of came into your own, like with your competition style and stuff, do you feel like you found that in blue belt or purple belt?
I think I found that in purple belt. I think I found a better competition style. But also what's interesting is it changed as your game does, right? Because as we later in purple belt, we then moved to Seaside, where I later meet Jen. And I was in purple belt there. And that gym, so in Berkeley, it was very much a half guard gym. Everyone played a lot of bottom half. And so as a smaller female, I felt like guard was just automatic to me. I played a lot of closed guard, a lot of half guard. And when we moved to Adamson Brothers in Seaside, they're a passing gym, Lovato style, pressure pass, headquarters.
Yeah.
And man, that was tough to deal with. But Nick and I both really took to that and really recognized this was a hole in our game, and we wanted to learn this. And the team there was amazing, just invested in us and just poured into us. And I later found a passer in me, which I actually still now would consider myself more of a passer than a guard player. And that's where I prefer to be, is starting from the top position and working my passing game. So that changed kind of mid purple, and then now it's stayed there, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I know. I feel like when I trained at Adamson, I tell Mallory, like, Michelle up there is the heaviest round. I'm almost 8 years in now, and I've trained at a lot of places and gone to a lot of camps, and she was the most difficult round I've ever had. And it's just it's the pressure passing style that gym offers is just fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like,
Michelle, for sure. She knows how to put that heavy game. Her over under pass was like impossible.
Yes. And I'm like this tiny blue belt that's like, I did not know what was coming. And I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, there has to be like a sign on the door. Like, if you play guard, like, just be wary here.
It's coming. Yeah. Yeah. And that was exactly it. I pulled guard and I was like, whoops.
Yeah. Got to be on top on this one. For sure.
So at this point, it's like 2022-ish when you're at Adamson.
Yep.
And then, so this is what, like your fourth gym that you've transitioned to?
That would be our third at the time. Yeah,
third at the time. Okay.
And then Berkeley, and then now Adamson Brothers.
How hard were all these transitions? Because like that's intimidating to start, and then I feel like it can be equally as intimidating walking into a new environment and like.
Yeah. You know, and it's hard. We move always for my husband's job. And so it's just part of like, we just always have had to. And what I feel grateful for is all the gyms have always welcomed us with open arms, which makes a big difference. You know what I mean? We're usually, when my husband does all his homework, he usually does more of the thinking about where we're going to go. And then he chats with me and says, this is what I'm thinking. Cause he's just more of I don't know how to explain it. He spends so much more time studying and learning, and he could name drop all these people in jiu-jitsu, and I'm just not there. You know what I mean? I'm along for the ride, you know? So he recommended most of these gyms. Like I remember when we pulled up to Berkeley, actually, our friend Caleb just told me this story recently, but when Nick and I left Portland in our U-Haul with our dog and we drove to the Bay Area to Berkeley, before we stopped at our new apartment, we stopped at Ralph Gracie Berkeley because Nick wanted to see the gym he wanted to train at in our U-Haul. We show up and Caleb's like, oh, you just missed noon class. There's evening class later. And then like Nick points at our U-Haul and the guy, he's like, you guys literally just drove here from Oregon 5. Like, what are you doing? Like, go back.
Like priorities.
But, we were excited, and Nick had done a lot of research to find the best gyms for us, and he's done a great job at that. And we knew going to Oregon, the Adamson Bros was where we would train, because when I was a white belt at Portland Judo, I took an Emily Kwok seminar that was hosted by Adamson Brothers.
Oh, nice.
In Seaside. So I had met Michelle. Actually, Michelle and I were both white belts together, doing this first seminar together a long time ago. And then now it was very exciting to send her the message and say, hey, we're moving to Seaside. Now you're not going to be training partners. And this was very exciting for us.
How fun.
Yeah. And they opened us, they were just welcomed us, with open arms. And that's been good. But it is hard. I mean, like this, one of the harder changes was Nick and I, when we recently just relocated to California, we are now at NorCal Fighting Alliance, which is a gym under Dave Terrell. And this is a no-gi only like MMA school. So it's a very different style. We've always done like gi, IBJJF. But he is the best in the area. And so everyone said, like, you have to go here. And what we kind of learned together too was it's really easy to cling to your partner. So when you go to a new gym and we have a partner, like we're lucky, right? Because you have a training partner, automatically we can kind of hide together in the corner until we get comfortable. Yeah. But I recognize actually that this gym, and actually when we moved to Massachusetts too, I felt like I was leaning on him a lot, because I can be shy. I'm very social, but I start shy. So I wouldn't ask anybody for a role. They'd have to come find me. You know what I mean? And we kind of learned that, hey, I needed the freedom to go train other people. Not the freedom. I need the, because he doesn't care. He'll train with anybody. Yeah. I need him to I need him to force me basically to train with other people and not him when we get to a new gym, so I can acclimate to the gym and make my friends that I need, because I'll hide behind him for a long time. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I can totally relate to that.
I mean, yeah, because if you cross train and you go with your partner, it's really easy just to stay with that partner. But you went there to meet other people and see different styles.
Exactly.
So you should get out of your comfort zone and go with other people. But it's hard to do. You know what I mean? So that's always been kind of challenging. But I feel grateful for actually changing schools all the time. I feel like my game has made a lot of major pivots, and I've been exposed to a lot of different styles and teachings, and I've grown a lot in jiu-jitsu through that. Whereas I feel like a lot of people that stay at the same gym sometimes feel like maybe their plateaus feel sometimes longer because they're in the same environment and the same people. Yes. Trust me, I have my plateaus, but I'm experiencing it differently. It's a little bit more rocky because I'm getting thrown into different situations all the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. I would totally agree with that.
That makes sense. Yeah. That's an interesting way to put it. I wouldn't have thought of it like that way. So I guess that would be like a pro to moving a lot. Is just
Totally. Yeah.
So your husband is Coast Guard?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we obviously, being on the coast, get a lot of coasties. So whenever we get people, I'm like, do I need to learn your name, or are you going to move?
Like, how are you going?
Are you going to leave my life?
I'm like, how long is your contract left? Because if it's 2 weeks, I don't want to know you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm like, don't break my heart.
And that's been really sweet. I feel like every time we've left a gym, everyone's been really sweet and like, wished us well. And it was kind of sad to see us go too, because we really immerse ourselves in the gyms. We don't do anything else. We work and we go to jiu-jitsu, so we're there every day and try to be a part of it the best we can. So it's been
my God, I love it. So let's fast forward a little bit. You got your brown belt from Adamson's.
Yeah, that was a treat.
Yeah.
I've done quite a few tournaments and things there. And kind of developing my passing style, which I think was one of their objectives. I think they kind of needed to see that I could develop another part of my game.
Sure.
And that I could be kind of well-rounded in that way. So I kind of have to go through some of those trials. They gave me my brown belt, which was very sweet. I got promoted the same day my girlfriend Kelly, she got her purple belt.
Yeah.
And then my friend Katie got her blue belt too. So that was kind of fun, the three of us. It was like a ceremony. So, gym's promotions are funny. Sometimes you just get a random promotion that day, or sometimes it's a planned ceremony. And this one was a very sweet planned ceremony. And the coaches had a bunch of nice, thoughtful things to say about us. We got to celebrate these promotions together and then have an open mat. So it was very sweet.
Fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Good people.
So let's fast forward a little bit to your, the 2/15/24, February 15th, the big day where you got your black belt promotion. You entered the black belt era. So this is literally 10 years from your initial start with judo.
Yeah. It came full circle. I mean, the timing was, 10 years. I mean, I think when they say like on average, how long it takes people to get a black belt, for a while was 10 years. I think now in some ways that's, it's shortening because I think the information is so much more ready available now with instructionals and all the things. I think that we'll see that change. But I think in my generation of jiu-jitsu, 10 years was pretty average. And so we had moved to Massachusetts. We were training at Brazilian top team Taunton, which is a sister gym of like Boston. We're a little bit south of Boston. And trained there for a little while. And this gym was really sweet because, at the time I was training there, I had a couple of good training partners there. Claudine and Erica and Alicia were all women that were about my size.
Oh, nice.
That were similar ranks. So I came in as a brown belt. They were purple belts, but then got their brown belts shortly as I was knowing them there. And then since then also been promoted to black belt, but they did it as well. But where am I going with that? I guess the black belt was a surprise because what happened was we were training there for a while. We got orders to relocate back to California and we're kind of saying our goodbyes. And in my last few weeks there, I was promoted by surprise by my coach, Jer. And I feel really grateful that he would do that because, when I think about that, I think he had nothing to gain from that. A lot of times people want to promote people to put up, to strengthen their team. You're going to compete under their name. You're going to build their programs. You're going to teach. You're going to take over classes.
Sure.
Like he had nothing to gain from giving me my black belt, which is it's a huge promotion. But knowing that I was leaving and going to go on with my jiu-jitsu journey, I feel grateful that he would still consider promoting me, seeing my progress and also recognizing my potential. I guess felt huge. So it was a lot to chew. I wasn't expecting it. It was funny because we were preparing to move. I was having a hard day. I didn't want to go to the gym a lot that week. And my husband told me to go, but I guess he had known, I didn't know, but he knew. They had consulted with him if he thought I was ready too. And it was a kind of team event, which was very sweet. But I had gone that day and it's super tough training. And then myself and another teammate, Garrett, got called up and we're giving our black belts. And I cried a little bit. I didn't give a speech or anything crazy, but I did cry a little bit because you do feel like a sense of relief. Like, wow, I worked so hard for this. And I also recognize like, this is not the end.
It's
and this
the
is
beginning.
This is a huge step and there's more to come on this. And what does that mean for me? So I was just processing so many emotions at once in that moment. And I just felt so embraced and loved by that team. So that was crazy.
What would you say that your black belt means to you today? you've had it for a little bit. It kind of feels a little easier on the hip. Like, what does it feel like today? What does it mean?
I think it still means a responsibility to my peers and other students. Like, I just feel like you have to be a good training partner. You need to welcome and love people into the gym and the sport. Like, I have to give what it gave me, and everyone loved me. Like, I was forced and loved into the sport because people knew what it was going to give me. You know what I mean? They knew. And I need to echo that. Like, I need to scream that from the rooftops for other people. You know what I mean? Like, men and women alike. Like, this sport has a lot to offer you, and you'll find, not even just the sport itself, but the community and the friendships that you make in this. I mean, like, one of my very best friends, Anita, I met through jiu-jitsu, and like, I can't imagine my life without her. And I know she'll be my lifelong best friend, but I got that from jiu-jitsu. So I think it's a responsibility to my teammates. And I think at some point it still doesn't, like I said earlier, it doesn't mean that I'm a coach right now. I don't feel ready for that part. I will help. And I've led women's programs and women's classes, and I do like to do that. But even then I feel like I want to spend a lot of time studying, and I want to make sure I'm teaching the best material that I can. And I want to have a curriculum. And so I'm pretty strict with myself, and I hold a really high standard. And I think that's something to keep in mind, is that, to remind myself that, I just keep moving the target. That's why it doesn't ever feel attainable. You know what I mean? Like, I got this and this should be good enough, but I've moved the target now. Well, now I need to be the best coach, and I need to win a couple good tournaments and go against some adult black belt professionals and see if I can hang. You know what I mean? Like, I keep moving the marker, and that's why it's hard, you know?
But that's how you keep yourself driven. Yeah.
So I guess, I mean, to answer your question, long-winded, is it feels like a responsibility, but I also love it. You know what I mean? But I also recognize, like, it doesn't carry as much weight as I thought it would. Like, I thought, like, once I get my black belt, I will be a coach and I will be this leader. And I'm not that I'm not. I do find that I have leadership, a lot of leadership traits within me. I just don't want that right now. And I think that your black belt, I think it's going to change. I think what you offer, just like you did in all of your other ranks, you know what I mean? Like, what you have to offer and what you can bring varies season to season. So right now I'm in a student phase of my black belt, and I'm happy there. That's where I want to stay right now.
Yeah.
Who would you be today that you were not in or who are you today that you were not in 2014?
Wow, that's cute to think about, right? I would give anything. I would pay millions of dollars to see a video of me, like, my first week jiu-jitsu, trying to learn to shrimp, and like all the warm-ups. Like, please, God, show me that. Like, I want to know.
Roll back the tape.
We suffered through those warm-ups and all those movements. I would die to see that. I just think, like, I'm so much more of a confident woman than I was in 2014, and I've grown. Also, I'm 33 now, so I'm much older. When you're in your 20s, you're just so young. But so I've grown so much in so many other realms of my life. But jiu-jitsu brought me a lot of that. I think I just have a new sense of confidence. And it's not even like confidence in, like, beat somebody up. My mom always asked me, like, oh, so if you got, like, attacked on the street, God forbid, like, could you handle it? And I don't know how I feel about that either, because the reality is, like, I do sport jiu-jitsu, like, and I just try to make that clear. Like, this is a sport. I am not training. While pieces of this can be self-defense, it's not, like, I don't, like, how do I say that? Like, it's not for self-defense, while it does relate, you know what I mean? So I'm doing this for a sport. So I think I'm a much stronger, more confident version of myself than I was 10 years ago. And I also think I am even though I don't want to be a teacher and a coach, I do find myself to be a mentor to women that are coming into the sport, and I want to love them into it too. And I'm grateful to have been shown that example, so I can be that now.
Yeah. Did you ever have any moments where you were just ready to quit, ready to throw in the towel?
So many times.
Yeah.
I mean, like, even recently, right? I'm just like, why am I here? What am I doing? And my husband gave me really good advice on this. He told me to just be better about riding the wave. So I ride really high highs in really low lows. So on my good days, I'm in the car with him, and I'm like, I whooped everybody's ass. I scored 50,000 points. I'm a machine. And then my bad days, I'm sobbing, you guys. Recently, like, within the last 2 months, I've gone home sobbing. I hate it. I'm not good enough. Everybody hates me. Like, whatever, like, I should be better than this by now. So he tells me, can you just be in the middle? Like when you have a good day, like be proud of yourself. When you have a bad day, like, no, it's just a bad day. Like, can you just be in the middle? And so I got to work on that a little bit, because I've had so many times where I wanted to quit, and I am grateful that I didn't, you know what I mean? And that's another kudos to Nick for always just being, when your partner goes and just says, I'm getting in the car, I'm going to class, like,
Yep.
I can just get in the car. You know what I mean? I don't have to have that like personal will to drive myself, which is fortunate.
Yes.
And then also to have so many team members and people who want to see you. In fact, Nick and I just had to take about a week or two off of training unexpectedly, just for life and family stuff that was going on. And that's unusual for us. We usually train anywhere from like 5 to 7 days a week. So we were kind of MIA for a minute, and we walked back in the gym yesterday, and people were so sweet. Like, we missed you, and where were you? And you need that. You know, like, you're missed and you're wanted there.
Definitely.
It definitely is like it's a second home, you know?
Yeah.
And like these people are your family, your extended family.
Yeah.
But so I know that we have you on your lunch and stuff, so we don't want to take too much more of your time, but we do have a few more questions. If you are okay with doing some rapid fire with us.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, awesome.
Let's go.
Ladies, how would you like to spend the weekend with 250 other female grapplers? Well, guess what? You can do just that. Check out rollmodelswanted.com. That's ROLL modelswanted.com, and use code CHOKE50 for $50 off your 2026 Role Model Women's Only Grappling Camp in Indianapolis, Indiana, running July 10th through 12th, 2026, put on by our friend AJ Klingerman and the crew over there.
All right, so gi or no gi?
So as a rapid fire, if I'm long-winded, I mean, I've always been a gi girly, but right now the gym I'm at for the last year and a half has been only no gi. So actually, I was going to sign up for a tournament recently, and I only wanted no gi rounds because I want to see how my no gis developed. So right now I'm a no gi girly, but
all right,
usually, yeah.
What would you say the hardest belt rank to get through has been?
Oh, it can't be black belt.
You're like, yeah. Well, you're going to be there the rest of your life. So
yeah, it's going to be so hard. I feel like that's what it is, you guys. I mean, maybe blue belt had some hard days. Maybe blue and black belt have been my hardest.
What is your favorite movie?
Oh, Hope Floats.
Yay!
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh my God.
You gotta
so
see it.
Good.
Yeah. You gotta love that. It's 90s Sandra Bullock. It's very good.
All right. I will put it on the list.
Sandra Bullock.
What would you say the hardest move you've had to make was?
The hardest move would have been also this most recent move when we left Massachusetts to come to the Bay Area here. Mm-hmm. Now training at NorCal Fight Alliance, it was a change because I now was a black belt, so that was supposed to mean something. And then I'm switching from a primarily IBJJF gi style jiu-jitsu to now this no-gi MMA style. And that's been a really hard transition. So a lot of growth there.
Yeah. What is your favorite submission?
Oh, it's always been triangle. It's the only one I can find, you guys.
I love it. From everywhere, or is there somewhere in particular?
It's usually from guard, like some sort of closed guard overhook is usually where I know, or some sort of closed guard scramble, and I just shoot a
beautiful
random triangle. Yeah.
I love it. Describe white belt you in one word.
No. She's just goofy. I don't know. It's a little scrawny, goofy thing. I don't know.
I would probably be like, for myself, I'd be like, fucking idiot. Like,
yeah, I'd be like lost.
She didn't know what the fuck she was
lost.
Just absolute, yeah. What is your go-to post-comp meal?
Oh, God, Anita and I have gone to so many hamburgers together. We just do hamburgers from anywhere.
I'm always a burger girl, too.
Yeah.
Couple more questions. If you had a super fight tomorrow, what is your walkout song?
Well, my super fight song, always and forever, has been Shania Twain, Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
Yes. I love that.
I just don't have that aggro in me. Like that's just what pumps me up. You know,
Hell
let's
yeah.
go, girls. Like,
So cute.
hell yeah, dude.
It makes you want to kick in a fucking door.
Exactly.
I want to kick in like swing doors with that song.
Yes. Absolutely. I love it. Oh, if your best friend had to describe you in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Oh, 3 words. My best friend would describe me in 3 words. I think I'm quirky, but they would call me quirky.
Mm-hmm.
They often call me sweet though too. Sweet girl.
Mm-hmm.
What would they call me? Quirky and sweet. I'm pretty loving too. I think
Yeah.
they'd call me pretty loving. I got a big heart.
Yeah, I love that. Where can people find you if they want to follow your journey and everything?
Oh, cute. Okay, I do a lot of Instagramming. My Instagram goes really deep. Probably don't go all the way to the bottom. My friend, like when I was like in high school, so like however long ago that was, my friend was like, I think Instagram's gonna be a cool app, and we got on it right away. And I have to have like 5,000 posts on Instagram. I have so many. But
oh my God, I do too.
Oh, yeah,
I've actually like archived.
2009 on
I've like
Instagram.
archived half of my shit because I'm
I
like,
should
that's
do that too.
embarrassing.
That's a good idea. But you could follow if you scroll for infinity, you can find every post from every tournament from all the way to white belt down there. But anyways, my Instagram name is actually just my name. It's Staccia, Staccia. I got lucky and just got to use my whole name. So
Really lucky.
Seriously, you're like a celebrity. It's like
The blue check mark.
like Britney, Madonna,
Staccia. Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Like, I like really honestly like appreciate your transparency with the struggle that your first couple years of black belt have been because like
I'm knocking on that door.
yeah.
Just gotta ride the wave, you know, ladies. And I'm so grateful to be here, and I appreciate you letting me share my story and chat with you guys. It was so much fun, and I hope to see you guys soon. I hope to come visit you guys on the coast. It'd be a great time.
We would love to have you anytime.
Yes,
and hopefully we can make our way to visit you too.
Yes, I have an open door anytime.
Awesome. All right. Well, good luck in whatever future comps you have going on, and we hope to catch up with you again soon.
Okay. Thank you, ladies. Take care.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram at Chokeholds and Chill Pod, or shoot us a message at chokeholdsandchillpod@gmail.com.